saying out loud. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get weird. Weird on a Wednesday, cause that's what we do here. For no reason, I get weird every single day, but on Wednesday I get weird with you. Maybe I'll say some shit I don't mean, just to be mean to people who on social media are mean to me for no reason. No reason they hate on effing. 7 minutes in heaven is more like 7 minutes in hell. Well, that got really meta, but you better enjoy this episode. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, that song went on for a little too long. I'm the first to admit it when you should pull the plug, all right? So the podcast is over. Closing up shop. If this was your first time listening, is the last two, because we're done here. We're closing up shop because your boy is tired. Tired, I tell you. Not really. We're not. Listen, we're abandoning that bit. We're closing up shop on that bit. The podcast isn't stopping. The podcast will never stop until the government comes and seizes my podcasting gear. Then all I'm going to do is create a list. I'm going to break into my database that has all the statistics of downloads, and I'm going to seek out every single person who listened to the podcast, and I'm going to go spend a half hour with you every Monday and Wednesday and just force you to listen to me while you're at work, washing the dishes. Hell, some of you guys probably even taking a shit listening to my podcast right now. That's kind of weird that I knew that, huh? You know? But I'm just going to get in there in your ear. Just in real life, they try to take away the podcast. This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to latch onto your fucking ear like that, and I'm just going to tell you bullshit all day, every day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's Wednesday, okay? Coming in hot. Getting weird on a Wednesday. That's what we always do, all right? Every episode, technically, we get weird on, right? There's at least one point in the episode where you're like, Evan, that was kind of weird. It's like, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Warned you. Drinking my water, that long pause. I got a button that I can shut the microphone off, okay? Because I don't want to always hit you with the ASMR, but maybe you're into that, you little freak. Here you go. Do something with that. Loop it. You know what I'm tired of, ladies and gentlemen? I need a break from all the stories. Okay, I put out a post yesterday, a joke of me skipping rope, just preparing to skip over people's posts about politics and vaccines and everything. It's just exhausting. You guys, probably not the people listening to this because you're smart, but the people, they're so engaged in a fight. And I think it's with someone else that's just not there listening, you know? I had that realization while I was looking at stories, and I'm like, it's weird when you have childhood friends almost, you know? Almost. We were almost friends when we were a child. They post stuff where it's like, man, where did we change? Where did we go in different directions? What pulled you this way? What made you zig when I zagged? You know what I'm saying? But I see them posting things and like, I don't really give two shits. You know, we have big problems in our country, in our world. It's true. We can't be like, no, we just gotta be positive. That won't fucking help. Fucking positivity doesn't put the house out when it's on fire, you know? But there's a point where I'm like, why are you drinking the Kool-Aid and really thinking it's an us versus them thing? And then it's like they get so crazy. And it's like, as soon as I really do not give two shits. Sorry, there is a wasp. I need to interrupt this talk right now. There is a wasp that terrorizes me all day. I go outside and it's just waiting for me. I go out to walk Beowulf and it's just waiting outside the door. There's a nest on another door on the level I live on in this apartment complex. And the wasp is like,
Hey friend, it's a nice dog you got there. Be a shame if someone just came up and stuck their stinger dick in your fucking neck while you were trying to walk it. Wouldn't that be a shame?
and I'm just like, no, that wouldn't be cool at all right now. It would be a shame. But ladies and gentlemen, I really have this fucking issue with this wasp. There's a couple of them. There's one that bullies me in the front yard, outside the door, and there's one that bullies me on the back patio. I go out there, I go to hang something or anything, and it just zzz, and it's smart as fuck. These Texas wasps be hitting different this time of the year, okay? They have such good peripheral vision because I threw, sorry, I got COVID. I threw a shirt at it, and it dodged the shirt before the shirt even left my hand. It did this whoop, and it tried to counter me, and came up underneath like fucking Mike Tyson, slipping a punch, and tried to bite me, sting me, whatever the fuck it does with its stinger dick. All right, and I'm not okay with it. I had a contact management, and that's got to be the pussiest thing I've ever done, is have to contact management. Listen, at the end of the day, take a look at me. Your boy's a man, okay? I might not be the manliest man, but your boy's a man, okay? And I say your boy, I'm not the manliest man because we got cavemen and shit out there. There are people out there, okay, who are just, they're real rough in it. Speaking, like, there's people who like, I like to go camping, but I'm like, I want to be, I want an air mattress in the tent. I'm not trying to fuck around and test myself against nature, all right? I'm not there for that. But compared to the savages that started this country, fucking Daniel Boone and shit, all right? Those are manly men. The kind that you go watch Alaska fucking Life in Alaska, one of those 1,000 shows, and see them really chopping down trees to build a house, a fucking cabin in the middle of the woods. He's like, I'll work on this for 6 months, and I'll have a cabin, but hopefully it gets finished before the fucking snow comes, I don't even know what kind of accent that was. It was a little bit of a Canadian mixed with a dork. That's what I got. But the pussiest thing I've ever done is contact my management and be like, hey, because the nest is growing on someone's door. And I'm like, I'm not going to get shot in Texas because my neighbor thinks that I'm trying to rip apart their door frame. All right, I'm not going to get into that kind of beef here in Texas where they just come out, shoot first, ask questions later. And then my girl in between, he was just trying to kill the wasp. I don't need that in my life, okay? And here's the crazy thing. That's a real situation. That's a real problem that could happen just because I was trying to get rid of the wasp. And here's the other thing. I pay, I think it's $15 a month broken down in my rent right now. $15 a month pest control. So you know what? If I'm paying for that shit, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna utilize the skill set of the person that you provide to take care of these pests. Because guess what? I'm getting bullied outside of my own apartment, okay? And I need you to come deal with this bully problem I got. And you might think, Evan, you're being dramatic. A wasp really does it every time. Listen, I walk in and out of this apartment 3 to 4 times a day. Got to take Babel for the walks. Got to go do comedy at night. And whatever else the fuck I do with my life, that's none of your goddamn business, okay? 100% of the time, it's beef on sight with this goddamn wasp, okay? And why I bring it up, because out of my peripheral, while I was trying to tell you the story about being tired of people's politics, I saw the wasp looking at me through the goddamn window on the patio, okay? And it looked like it was tapping the glass and going,
hey friend, you're gonna try to come out here today, and I just want you to know I'm gonna fuck your shit up. You tried to throw that goddamn shirt at me, pussy? A shirt? Oh hey, I have a hacker friend that got into the email from your management. I heard you called the management on me. Fucking pussy. Why don't you come out here and fight me like a fucking man? This is Texas, baby. You want to be a Texan? We fight to the death around here.
But I don't need it in my life. It's a lot of drama, a lot of stress. These goddamn wasps, they're goddamn huge out here. Everything is bigger in Texas, all right? I don't give a shit about bees, all right? Bees are cool. But this is the hackiest joke ever. It's everybody's premise. But what the fuck is the point of a wasp? Just assholes out here for no reason, just fucking stinging people, all right? I ain't with it. I ain't fucking with it. But yeah, that's what the fuck I've been dealing with. These goddamn wasps out here. Pest control. I'm not gonna not use it. If I'm getting bullied by this wasp, I'm not gonna not use it if I pay for it $15 a month. Okay? Been here for 4 months. Haven't really used it. It's time to, so technically I paid like $60. Now it's time to cash in on that. I'm paying $60 for someone to come fight this wasp for me. All right? I want it taken out. I want it dead. And I want it messy. I want, if it has kids, I want the kids to watch, okay? And then I want the kids wiped out because I don't need any little wasp growing up like a reverse Liam Neeson and being like, I have a certain set of skills. And then this little baby wasp goes into a montage with a picture of me and, you know, it's training to avenge the fucking death of its father. I don't need that shit in my life. So just take it out, all right? Take them all out. Wipe them off the goddamn planet, all right? Paying pest control. Listen, here's the other thing. I was at Costco yesterday. Like a regular human. The checkout line, self-checkout. It blows my mind. Sometimes when I'm like, you go there and they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's like longer to go to the checkout. So I don't know what the fuck that sound was. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is the worst ever. Anyway, self-checkout. If you want me to self-checkout, pay me. Pay me or give me 10% off. Pretty soon, you're going to have me stocking groceries at Costco, making me go through self-checkout. It's ridiculous, people. All right, great story, Evan. Great story. I'm tired of people with their politics. I'm tired of it. It's gotten exhausting. It's gotten exhausting because it's all one-sided. It's all one-sided in the sense of people just, here's why it's exhausting. It's all one-sided with people's opinions. Like what happened to being able to have talks and understanding that a situation isn't perfect, but it is what it is. If people weren't so high and mighty about everything, if people weren't so, it's 100% this fault and nothing else is possible, and I'm blind to anything bad happening on my side. It's like gaslighting, because it's like, you know, it's perfect over here. What are you talking about? It's completely their fault. And you're just like not acknowledging that they might be part of the issue too, you know, no matter what the situation is. I just feel like there's too much black and white, you know, we need more gray, you know, shots fired. Someone's going to turn that into a racial issue. And you know what? Your boy's a mutt. I'm a mixed breed. I am that gray area. I'm the American dream. I'm what Martin Luther King dreamt about, was a mixed baby like me, just not being accepted by any culture. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a sweet surprise for you. A sweet surprise. This is something we might start introducing into the podcast. The podcast is always changing, always growing. Different things are going to happen. We're gonna try some things. And this was from after doing a show in Austin in a day where, dude, it gets crazy in downtown Austin sometimes. It gets so crazy. So, honestly, it feels like The Walking Dead with the homeless problem that is in Austin. And I had this pent-up rant in me after going and doing sets in Austin and just having to navigate through The Walking Dead, the things that I see, the things I have to deal with. I was walking through and I saw this homeless situation. I was walking through, I was like, I have to go through this. And then on the other side, I see this young girl having to walk through it too, coming from the other direction. And I go, holy shit, I couldn't imagine being a girl having to do this right now, you know? So ladies and gentlemen, this is a segment of the podcast that I recorded on the way home at night from Austin to my home, okay? Without further ado, enjoy Ramped Up Evan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special segment of the podcast. Is this going to become a regular thing? Who the fuck knows? But I'm the captain of this goddamn ship. So whatever happens, happens, Captain. All right, listen, your boy's on his way back home doing stand-up in Austin, a.k.a. Gotham City. All right? It's a little different. You catch me in the podcast, and it's in the morning. Your boy hasn't been out here dealing with fuck faces all day. Okay? I'm pure. It's as if I've been sleeping on baby angel clouds. And I come into your ears with the podcast, and I just give you little kisses right in your ears. That's the vibes I throw up. It's a vibe. It's a vibe at the end of the day. But I thought, hey, what if we did a little segment with the podcast where sometimes we'll see how this one turns out audio-wise. You gotta forgive me. This is my goddamn iPhone 8 Plus. Yeah, at least there's a plus in there. Not part of the LGBTQ plus, but it is a plus. And I'm not saying I'm against that, okay? Listen, I live outside of Austin. I'm okay with the inclusion. Good with it, baby. I applaud it. I applaud it. But you know what I don't applaud? Gotham City. That's what the fuck I feel like when I go into Austin. Okay, I gotta be real with y'all. The homeless problem's out of control. It's out of control. It is something else. It is not a normal situation. Now, listen, every city has their problems. Every single one of them. I've had the honor of living in Ventura City. Had a bit of a homeless problem, but here's the difference. The homeless in Ventura were sweet little creatures. Just down on their luck. A little hippy-dippy. A lot of them drink kombucha. Told you to chase your dreams. Swell people. Swell people. But you go down to Los Angeles, Slumville, what is it, Skid Row? Monsters. Those are evolved homeless people. Those are the big boss that you fight after fighting all the Ventura homeless people. Okay, they got no kombucha for you. They got a bottle of piss for you to drink. Wash it down with some doo-doo, baby. You get to Austin, here's the thing. Listen, in a fist fight, I think an Austin bum could take out a Los Angeles bum, okay? Simply because, listen, you're a Los Angeles bum, you're living in California, real plush. California homeless, it's a luxury. You're the privilege homeless. That's what they say. Oh, you have California privilege. The weather's nice all the time. Oh, you hang out at the beach? Imagine a goddamn homeless person in Arkansas, Wisconsin, okay? Los Angeles has some of the hottest women on the planet because it's a melting pot of delusional people who think they deserve to be famous. It's a mental health issue, this whole Hollywood shit, all right? That's the real pandemic no one's talking about. Back to my bum fight. I think in a fist fight, Octagon rules, UFC sanctioned, Madison Square Garden, an Austin bum beats the shit out of a Los Angeles pussy bum. Straight up. To the death. These motherfuckers are dealing with the Midwest. They're dealing with the Bible Belt. They're dealing with this humidity. That alone toughens a man. Toughens a man's spirit. Turns his skin into a hide. Alright? They got an extra level of darkness that they can go to. And then let's bring in the ringer. Mosquitoes. These people have venom pumping through their veins. I think homeless people in Austin consist of 60% blood, 10% methamphetamines, and 30% mosquito venom. Okay? That changes a man or a woman or any other non-binary creature that you might want to identify as. Now here's the thing. You're like, Evan, well, what are you, just a philosopher? What are you, just studying the homeless? What do you call a homeless diploma? What would that be? What's the major title? I don't know. I tried thinking on the spot. I got nothing for you because your boy's riled up. The homeless are just, they be hitting different. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. They be hitting different in Austin. You get off the freeway, I get off at 6th Street. Google 6th Street. See what I'm talking about. Pause the podcast. Pull up 6th Street, Austin. Check out the tents. Listen, the homeless in Austin have nicer tents than I have. They ask me for money. They ask me for $1, and I'm like, bitch, I got bills. I'm the one paying to live somewhere. You give me a fucking $1. I'll invest it better. Both know what you're going to do with this $1. You're not going to put it in your fund to buy a suit for an interview. Your boy's fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Fired up in this segment of a car cast. I don't know what we're going to call this shitty thing. But I get off 6th Street. Bam. Bums to the left and right of me. Trying to get a goddamn dirty-ass squeegee on my windshield. Nah, I'm not interested. And then they do this thing where they do it too fast. And then they're like, oh, I worked for you. And I'm like, nah, that was volunteer work, man. That was volunteer. I ain't with it. And then I go around the corner, I park, and then I gotta do my little walk of fucking shame. It's like walking the fucking Moldor, whatever it was in The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Whatever they have to go to that volcano and drop the shit in there. It's an adventure of ogres and goblins and ghouls asking me for money. I've seen the same lady injecting fucking heroin into her foot on 2 different occasions. Both occasions were a Monday night. This little bald lady. Where's she getting the razor? And then it makes me question, is this just her Monday thing? She's like, I do heroin on Monday, cocaine on Tuesdays, and I hit that crack Wednesday to push me over the hump. You know? It's like we're living in The Walking Dead. And listen, your boy has done work with the homeless foundations. I'm with it. I understand rehabilitation. It's a great thing. We need to fix the core issue. But that's not what's happening here. What we have are these goddamn liberal agendas, black helicopters, and these people think, oh yeah, kumbaya, let's all just hang out on 6th Street. I saw a man taking a nap on the sidewalk using an empty bag of Lay's potato chips for a pillow. It was like I was watching a scene from Hook, where they're make-believe that there's food in the bowls. That man was pretending there was still air in that Lay's potato chip bag. And I'll be honest, he was out. He looked like he was in the dark, or that deep REM sleep, that REM sleep. I was like, wow, he's doing it. What's his secret? Probably meth. Probably meth. Just being real with you. I got up, but listen, that was another night. I got off the freeway today. There's a dude who looks like he's half rat, shirtless, ripped, diesel. That's another thing about these Austin homeless. They're fucking shredded, doing parkour and shit. I think it's because the Austin people just give them green juice. They're eating fucking kale shakes. Alright? Couscous. A lot of fiber. Meaty. Alright? They didn't spend the last year locked up with no vitamin D. They've been out here exercising. And they're brave. I see them walk through the street like the expert level of Frogger. But this dude is just in. Somehow he got a manhole cover off. And he's deep in it. And he's just pulling out wires. And I'm watching him. It was so crazy to see. He's like ripping apart wires, like he's taking it back, like he's got his own electrician business that he's starting. It's a startup. It was so crazy. Another homeless person is looking at him from across the street going, this place has gone to shit. He's just like, look at this motherfucker. Last Monday, I'm walking to a show. A homeless man crop dusted me and knew he did it and goes, "My bad, dude." I couldn't even acknowledge him. There's nothing funny about that part of this rant. I just had to bring that to somebody. I needed you to know what was going on in my life. That's what I'm dealing with here. All right? Is there a point to all of this? No. I just had a few minutes to kill. And I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on in my world. But hopefully this ends up in a next episode. Maybe Monday. Alright? And just remember, enjoy the rest of the fucking podcast. Tell a friend about it. Alright? Because I'm trying to not have to fucking navigate the goddamn Moldor every fucking time. Alright? I'm trying to get Ubered. I'm tired of parking and walking places. Set me free. No one puts baby in the corner, huh? Welcome back. Your boy was fired up. Was the audio quality perfect? No. But it did what it's going to do, baby. At the end of the day, it did what it's going to do. All right? It's a hell of an issue, and I know they're trying to fix it. I know that they're trying to do something. But it's like, this is what happens when the real world bleeds over to the ideology. All right? That's just what happens. Honestly, the guy who was ripping out electrical cables out of the ground haunts my dreams. Because I'm like, dude, sometimes I just want to know the stories that some of these people are telling themselves in their head. You know? Like, I want to know what is happening. Where are you going with this? Like, some of them might be having the greatest time of their life. They're just out, like, in his head. Do you think he was like, I need these coaxial cables to power my spaceship so I can get back to Platoon on? Like, he's just got his own fucking planet that he's just going to go hang out at? These are the questions we need answered, okay? Everybody's trying to figure out whose fault it is for Afghanistan. The real questions is what are the homeless thinking when they're hallucinating? Who are these arguments with when they're going on in their head, you know? It makes me actually wonder, and this is the way I could tie it back into what we're talking to. The tired of the politics, having arguments with people who aren't there. I've always wondered, because I'm guilty of it too. You ever have those situations in your head? I think everybody does. If not, I'm a fucking weirdo. But then I'm getting weird on a Wednesday, so it works. Where you get in arguments that aren't there in your head, whether it's with friends or family members or whatever it is, some weird bickering shit that you got into, someone said something slick in a gym locker room, or something happened where you didn't like the way it ended, or you just fabricate a complete argument with someone because it's either off of an insecurity or a situation that could arise, so you run through the argument, and then you're getting mad and you're feeling all those emotions and you're like, why did I even do that? Sometimes I wonder if the homeless people are doing that. Are they trapped in a battle thinking about their childhood, arguing with their parents, something that went wrong, a situation? Because sometimes you'd be walking by and they're like, no, give it back. And they're just like having a crazy shit. And you're like, is this where it can go? Because that'll scare me straight. You know, that'll scare me straight. I'm like, I need to stop having these arguments in my head. And I try not to. I try not to ever have, you waste your rocket fuel, baby. Your boy tries to optimize his time and energy. I got a lot of irons in the fire, all right? I try to optimize my energy. And I'm like, am I really going to waste all this energy on a fictitious argument that isn't even happening? So I try to, like, when I realize I'm doing it, just de-escalate that shit. It's a fucking point. Handle situations when they arise. Don't get into this weird thing. Don't give any more energy to it. It's draining. And the way I tie this back into the politics and people getting so angry, I have one friend. I see them post on social media very, very pushy for vaccines and guilt and everything like that. I see their family pushing completely the opposite direction. But none of them are mentioning it to each other. And I'm like, is this person, because then sometimes when I see a story and that would get me fired up or I get annoyed at people's politics, is I'm like, I'll take it personal, and I'm like, they just think they could tell everybody to do this. But in reality, I think they're trying to express something in them that's allowing them to set up their own boundary against their own preconceived notion, insecurities, against their own family boundaries. Weird shit. Not weird shit, but I just mean it's an overcompensation, you know? It's kind of like, what was that I think it was a senator or a governor that kept pushing against gay rights, and then they caught him with a gay prostitute. It's fucking poetic justice, you know? I feel like sometimes it's that, where we see people posting all this hate and all this stuff, and it's like, this isn't because you really care so much about this. You're trying to regain control of these emotions that you feel about this, and you're trying to maybe convince yourself that this is how I feel. You know? Shit is deep on a Wednesday. It's a weird, deep Wednesday. You know? Speaking of weird. Oops, I did it again. Britney Spears. That was a terrible tag that I just tried to do. What even was that? Yeah. Y'all want to get sexy again? We'll just head over to Britney Spears' Instagram account, where she is getting weird every day. Britney Spears only has one speed, and it's weird. From the weird dance videos to answering questions to now going topless. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Britney Spears is getting nude on the internet, doing these tasteful pictures of her just holding her boobs up. Hey, nice set of boobs, Britney. Nice set of boobs. No one's arguing that, okay? No one's arguing that. If I had an owl emoji sound effect, I would put it right there. Nice set of hooters. Hey, not a bad owl sound effect that I just did right there. That was just off the top. Something is going on with Britney, okay? Something is going on with Britney. And we're all very happy that she should be getting out of this conservatorship. But then it makes you wonder, is Britney really okay? Is there a reason for all of this, all these years? On the surface, it sounds great, you know? It's so weird. And Britney's just out there doing it for free, you know? She's just out there doing it for free. Get an OnlyFans at least, Britney. Start making some cash money with it. Bars, ladies and gentlemen. But here's the other thing. It's only weird. It's just awkward. Because then I think about it, I'm like, oh, there's tons of vixens on the social medias trying to lure me into their OnlyFans. You know what's disrespectful? The fucking meme pages that think you're so stupid that they'll post this like video of a girl showing her boobies all over their hooters. We should have never tried it again. That sounded a little bit like a mono. Showing their hooters and being like, hey guys, I finally found her at, and they'll like post a link to her page. You go to the link, it's always an OnlyFans. Always. And I'm like, you meme pages need to get back to what got you to the game. You ruined it. And that's the thing. Everything gets ruined after a while. As soon as money gets involved, and I get it, everybody's got to hustle, but it's lazy. As soon as the money we had such a great years, the golden years of memes, you know? It was so good back before there was agendas, people making memes just for funnies, just for the giggles. It was a giggle gig, But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That shit just annoys me. But still, at the end of the day, free Britney, all right? Free Britney. I don't even know what some of these sound effects are. What do we got here? Yeah, we knew what that one was. Anyway, I'm going to fuck up that wasp today. That's my goal, okay? Getting weird on a Wednesday. Fucking killing a wasp on the Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode. If you're first time here, these episodes vary a lot, okay? We get a little weird, we get wild, we get hot, we get sexy. But you gotta show up Monday for that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the podcast. I don't even know what that means anymore, okay? Because you're like, how can I comment and subscribe if it's a podcast? Well, figure it out, baby. Figure it out. I want to thank everybody who listens to the podcast. My appreciation for you makes my willy tingle, okay? Remember, I hope you guys have a great week. Get out there, do something that scares you, get uncomfortable. Fight a wasp for me, huh? Get out there, smush your titties together like Britney, all right? And I'll see you Monday. And remember, no matter what, I still love you.